Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, my name is Paul. I own and operate TCI Development. We're a building contracting company located in Southern California. And if you've been following along, I'm up here where we are building that large custom Spanish estate. I had a lot of people that reached out to me on my Instagram feed asking me about these templates I make for these electrical panels. Okay, so I told everybody I would go a little more in depth that right here on the YouTube channel, so that's what I'm going to do. So if you saw my previous video of this house, we have the form set for the foundation and my plumber Matt. If you've been following my channel for a while, my plumber Matt you've seen. My plumber Matt's been here doing all of his underground plumbing. He's installing all that. This house is quite large, so it's going to take quite a few days. But right now, I'm going to cover this electrical panel templates that I use. Okay, so Jeremy from AC Electric does all my electrical, but I run all the underground conduit. I put all the conduits in where they need to go, and I do all that myself. And I do that for Jeremy because I need it to be a certain way and I need it to be in a certain location. So back in the 80s, I got a hold of the company that make electrical panels. Square D is normally who we get them from. I got a hold of the company and they put me in touch with their engineer that designs these panels, and I got all the specifications and dimensions from the engineer. Okay, and as panels have changed over the years, well, I just continue to get a hold of the engineer that designs the panels and I get all the new specifications. Okay, this house is taking a 400 amp panel. Most of our structures take a 400 or 600 amp. And what I like to do is, there's a lot of knockouts on those panels. I like to run extra conduit out before we pour the foundation. That way, if the owner ever needs it to, say, for power for a shed or an additional dwelling unit, or to run power to their swimming pool panel, or wherever they might run power, down to a gate, well, there's a whole bunch of extra conduits coming out. I don't like it when people come back later and they realize they don't have any conduits, so they drill a hole in the side of the stucco and run pipe down. I don't like that. So this is something I don't charge the owners for it. I just throw it in every time. It's a few $100s, but I'd rather they have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But I got a lot of interest in this, and I'm going to show you guys these templates that I make. And like I said, I have all of the specifications. When you purchase these panels, they come with instructions in the box, and they'll have a few specifications in it, like where the main conduit comes up into the bottom. But they don't give you any of the dimensions of where those knockouts are on these panels. Okay, I have all the dimensions. What I do is I cut templates on a CNC machine. So I have all these dimensions in my computer, punched into the computer, and we just put wood down on a CNC machine and we cut it all out. And then I use these templates before I pour the foundation. So I'm going to cover all that right now. Before we get any further, if you wouldn't mind, give me a thumbs up on our video. It just helps YouTube to recommend our videos to other people. And let's go over here now and let's check out this template. Okay, so you can see what's going on out here. Matt's been here doing his underground plumbing. I got my temporary power pole set over there, so that's good news. But I want to show you something else that I always do. I always help Matt lay out the plumbing, okay? And where the cleanouts come out of the house, I always add a 2-inch, and I'll show you why. Okay, so let me show you right here. So you can see Matt's main line coming out. Okay, comes in over there. There's a clean out on that far side of the house. There's clean outs everywhere there's a bathroom in the house. There's a clean out on the outside of the house. Okay, right here's where the main trench comes out, and this is going to go down the hill, okay, and across the driveway, and our septic field is going down there. I don't know if you can see the flags down there. Let's walk over here and see. But our septic system and our infiltrators are going right down there on the other side of the driveway. That's our leach field. So Matt stubs his clean outs. We always put a clean out going in both directions. I'll show you right here. You'll see the 2 4-inch sticking up. Okay, that clean out right there goes down and toward the house. That clean out right there goes down and toward the septic tank. Okay, that way if there's a clog in either direction, we can clean out. All right, but I always have Matt do this for me. Matt stubs me up a 2-inch. Okay, you see that 2-inch coming up right there? I'll tell you why I do that. Whenever we build houses like this, they always have outdoor kitchens, okay? This particular house is going to have an outdoor kitchen. All right, well, he's probably gonna want, the owners are probably gonna want a sink in that kitchen, right? Or they might want a sink somewhere else, you know? So that way, when we build the outdoor kitchen, we can run a drain down and tie it into this 2-inch, and it goes into the septic system. So I always add this to every project, right? A 2-inch a 2-inch drain, stubbed up. If they never want to use it, if they don't ever want to sink, no big deal. It's there for them if they need it. So let's go over here now and take a look at this. Take a look at this template that I make for these 400 amps square D panels. But you can see right here, Matt's doing real good. He's got most of his plumbing in, looking good out here. I'll show you these panels that we make. Like I said, I have all the dimensions for these panels, and there's a reason that I do this. If you've ever watched, I don't know anyone else that does this. There might be people that do it, I don't know. But if you've ever watched electricians try to set a 400 amp panel, the panel is quite heavy. They usually have to heat up the conduit with a torch and bend it and move it around because it won't fit into the bottom of the panel. And when you have framing up, I mean, that is just a pain. I've seen guys take up to 2 days to set a panel. Well, not on my jobs. I need efficiency, so I set this stuff for them. But here is the templates that I make, okay? I cut these out, nice joinery. I cut these out on the CNC machine. I put them on a block up 1.5 inches. You can see right here. That way, let me go around the other side. Here's the side we're gonna pour the concrete in, okay? We're gonna pour concrete right here. Well, I want my guys to be able to finish underneath here, so I elevated 1.5 inches. Okay, here's a little tiny template I use for my low voltage, right? We've got sprinkler wiring that will go out to the sprinkler valves. Then we got low voltage here for the satellite dish. Probably go over here on this bank. Now, I have talked to the owner to see if he wants a satellite dish mounted on the house. These eaves on this house are all stucco. I don't like it when people drill into my stucco to mount satellite dishes. I think satellite dishes mounting on a house is ugly. So this is going to be mounted off-site. Might even be going down there at the bottom of the driveway where the solar field is. But at any rate, I ran conduit to run the telecommunications wiring from the satellite dish up into the wall. Okay, also, in case he does want satellite dish mounted on the house, when we frame these walls, I will run conduit out the top so nobody's drilling any holes to feed that wiring. All right, now here's what I did. Here's my main feed. Here's my 3-inch. I've got a 2-inch right here. That's for whatever, a spare, you know, in case I want to run power to a gate or an additional dwelling unit. I have another 2-inch. I have a 3/4, and I have a 1-inch or 1.25 inches. So those are all spares. That way, that will be coming out of the panel, stubbing out in the ground, there if they need it. Also, here's another 2-inch. Now you'll notice I angled that 2-inch in that direction. You see it down there? Because the solar's going down there. So we will run conduit up the driveway, up the side of the driveway, bring it over here and tie it into that 2-inch right down there. It's okay. But that's it. I stub it all out. I use this foam board, right? This insulation board that I get from Home Cheapo. Things like $10 for a 4x8 sheet. We will put dirt in here and backfill this, have pressure up against that. That way concrete doesn't spill out into this pit. Okay, so that's what I do. But that's the template. You see all these holes on top, right? All these are cut on a CNC machine. I could put some 1/2 inch, there's 3 1/2 inch there, because these are all of the holes that are in. This matches exactly a 400 amp panel. Okay, so now you'll see the 3-inch has the threaded top on it. Okay, well, I'll move this into the center, right? I'll put I have this hole cut for a 4-inch conduit, but in this one it only takes a 3-inch, but I do have another template that goes in this hole that centers that. So that way, when it's all done, we pour the concrete. I just unscrew these. I unscrew them from the side, and then I just lift them off of the conduit. I lift the bottom one off, and I save these. I have like 10 sets of these, but none of them have ever gotten damaged. I make sure they're standing nice and square. You can see I have a little brace on the back right there. Okay. it's standing nice and plumb. But yeah, I could put as many as I want in there, but I have plenty of extras for the customer. Like I said, I would rather they have this and not need it than need this and not have it. If it were my house, I would want it. So I do this for my electrician on every project. Now I have another template. Once we pour this foundation and we take this template off, I have another template on exactly where to cut all of those. So when we put the threaded cap on top, they all line up the same and go into the bottom of the panel evenly. And that's it. That's what we do. Anyway, looking good out here. You see Matt's got his clean outs here, right? Everything's looking good. Okay, that's it for today out here on this project. It's been a very busy day. I was down working on that massive modern estate we're building in Temecula. I've been down there all morning. Then I had to go over where we finished grading for that huge country estate that's coming up. We're going to be pulling the building permit on that any day now, probably early next week. But I was over there putting a backflow device and finishing up some erosion control over there. And then I came up here to work with Matt a little bit on this underground plumbing. But like I said, I got a lot of messages, direct messages on my Instagram feed about this this template that I make for these 400 amp square D panels. Well, for all the panels. Anyway, just wanted to share a little bit of that. And if you guys haven't done so, I encourage you to go over and join our Instagram feed at TCI Development. I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the video. You guys have an outstanding evening, and hopefully you can learn something by watching our projects. That'll help you with your project. Have a great night.